auspicious start to a journalism career. I was 17. So was everybody else, except the long-suffering crew crammed aboard the SS Seven Seas. The Seven Seas, widely rumored to be condemned as unseaworthy, was carrying 700 of us, American Field Service students all, heading home from a summer living with European host families. We were happy, considerably fatter than we had been when we left the U.S. 3 months earlier, and full of newly discovered sophistication. We boarded the ship through the gangway, and still carrying our bags, stopped to see the bulletin board, jostling to read the dozens of handwritten signs. Editor needed for daily shipboard newspaper, read one. I could do that, I thought, but I was a girl, and girls were not editors. We decided to be a daily, there being no other choice. We didn't seem to have a boss or supervisor of any sort, and we clearly had no competition. So we wrote silly stuff, pieces about the food on board, we listed the scheduled shipboard activities, we reported on the weather, we wrote jokes about how rickety the ship seemed, and features about the countries we had visited. Bland but blissful. I had never been happier. I would hardly have called myself an investigative reporter, but about halfway through the trip, I stumbled upon a shocker. Some of the AFSers confided that they had become very friendly with the host nationals. Even the girls hinted that they had had sex with boys from the countries they visited. I was from Pelham, for heaven's sakes. Nobody had sex in Pelham. I went to church. I was in the choir. I was a bell ringer. I was a Girl Scout. I was a cheerleader. I didn't drink. I didn't swear. I more or less got straight A's. I was an AFS student. I was working for world peace, and they were having sex. I cranked up the mimeograph machine, handed out the copies, and went to dinner, aglow with righteous fervor. I was so right, they so wrong. I wrote an editorial, fiercely lambasting my fellow students for tarnishing the image of AFS and Americans abroad. Who did they think they were? Messing around, breaking the rules, ruining our mission. We were the force for good, for purity. We were the youth of America, the future of the world. What were these kids thinking? When I got to the dining room, I bumped into a huge parade of kids carrying a banner made from a bedsheet. The lousy few, it proclaimed proudly. The students were having a ball. They shouted, they pumped their fists. They sang, the lousy few, the lousy few. They also yelled that they were going to find and torture whoever had written that editorial. Mortified and stunned at the depth of my own naivety, I was also suddenly aware of a new feeling. I was ecstatic that people had actually read what I'd written. I was in awe. I could move people with my words. I kept faking seasickness whenever I was in the cabin and never told my cabin mates I was the editor. I hid my purple ink-stained clothes. Today, more than 60 years, numerous journalism awards, and several books later, I'm still amazed that I can move people with my words and that I can have so much fun doing it.